Here's the important question. Have you met our dear leader, Justin Trudeau? And if not, why not?
No, I have not met Justin Trudeau, and I don't ever think in my life that I will meet him. I cannot allow myself to meet with such a person. Look, and I know that my duty should be to sit with him, but I honestly believe from the bottom of my heart, Justin Trudeau doesn't want to learn. I honestly believe from the bottom of my heart.
You heard it from the divine source.
This man does not want to change. And the people who I would be interested in meeting with would be his advisors. So people that advise him on how he's playing his cards, those are the people I should be meeting with them. And I do welcome such an opportunity. I do see it's a bit very far out of my area and scope. But Justin, I have lost all hope in him, with all due respect. Look, before I came to Canada, I used to say to myself, if I ever came across him in a conference or a summit, I'd go and say hello and say, maybe there's things, give me a moment of your time. But now I've lost all hope.
Do you think, I'm asking you to speculate as to what's inside his heart and mind. Do you think it is just that he is misguided with all of his sort of so-called progressive ideology, or do you think he's actually sinister in his ideology, that he's doing this willfully, or is he just ignorant about the realities that you and I are so familiar with?
This answer that I'm going to give you now is actually an extension of the previous comment that I just made about him, as to why I wouldn't meet with him. I don't believe Justin Trudeau is a bad person at heart. I don't believe that. In fact, I think he's a good person at heart. What I honestly believe is that he was not made to be a prime minister or a leader of anything. Like, I would not have him as a principal for a school.
So you think him having been a substitute drama teacher and a snowboarder as his previous did not train him well to be prime minister?
Not at all. And even if he had full A's in university in political science, him as a person, personality-wise, character-wise, his line of thinking, how he interrupts people, and with what he interrupts them, he is not suitable to be a leader or prime minister. He's just not. You can look. We can read characters and personalities in history and think that this guy might be a leader, in the future. Justin isn't the type to be a leader at all. It's not him. You can't blame him.
Right.
He would be a good assistant to a leader, but to be the leader himself and making decisions, no, I would never support that. And this is one of the reasons as to why I wouldn't sit with him, because why would you sit with someone who doesn't have the mentality of a leader, who doesn't understand how leadership works? And even other politicians, I could vow on this, they laugh at him.
Right.
They laugh because they know deep inside that what he's doing is good for their countries. He wants to take all the refugees away.
Right.
It's good, but they're laughing at him because they see that what he's doing isn't for the benefit of his country, it's for the benefit of everyone else's country.
Well, for many of us who are living under his ignorance, 2019 can't come fast enough. But my feeling is that even though many Canadians now have a better sense of who he is and what he stands for, I think that he might still stand a chance of winning again. Do you have any thoughts on that? Can you predict?
I think it's possible.
That he'll win?
It is possible, because we're not doing enough work to champion the true voices that deserve to lead this country.
I'm going to assume, of course, that if you haven't yet met the next person, she's got to be top on your list. Can anybody guess who I'm thinking? The great feminist warrior herself, Linda Sarsour.
I love her so much.
So you've of course you're planning on meeting her and discussing how the white man is evil. And did you know, by the way, that she used to be a white woman, but then she put on the hijab and she became a woman of color? Did you know that? I didn't know that if you wore a garb, that you could change from being white to a person of color. Maybe you could explain that to us.
I actually heard she's African American.
She certainly speaks with the affectations of a Southern Baptist preacher. So she's maybe turning black. And by the way, in the Canadian Senate, I said that now there's such a thing called transracialism, which is even if you're, let's say, white, if you identify as black, then you're black. In the same way that if you're male, if you identify as female. So maybe she's transracial and she identifies as a black Muslim woman.
Highly possible. You never know. But
so you're not meeting her?
Linda Sarsour is a very long story. Firstly, many people think that she's an independent woman that goes around yelling her head off in public. No. Linda Sarsour is an actual front for organizations. Like, her teachers are actually people who are proven extremists. You know, she's been involved with people who are involved with terrorism. Like, it's not some joke that we're addressing or anything that we are imagining. She's a very dangerous woman, and you know, I would like to meet with her. She's someone that I could meet with her, but I wouldn't meet with her to try and change her. Like, she's finished. She's completely done. She's sold her soul completely.
And how do you explain that so many Westerners, say in the media, are unable to do the 5 minutes of legwork to realize what her true position is, and rather they fall, you know, fully for her nonsense, and she becomes a representative of the cause? What is it that allows her to hoodwink the Westerner but not you and I? Is it because we come from that background and therefore we're able to see her baloney?
Yes, we know our tribe really well. To begin with. However, her success isn't because of her. Like, her elevation in society isn't because of her intellectual abilities or anything like that. Let's take a look at it from the lens of world leaders. So imagine Trump, Putin, all the important people in the world today who make the decisions that influence the planet. How will they see Linda Sarsour? Linda is like a tissue. She's someone who is allowing herself to be used because of political means, and they use tissue, and then tomorrow she'll become irrelevant.
Right.
And she's not the first one. There are many like her. Many came and went. It's not like she's going to remain a star forever. She's just like that because there's an argument against Trump, and she's a good headline for the argument.
Exactly.
Once this argument becomes old and boring, she will need to find a different market to sell her garbage in.
Right.
And it's just a matter of tackling these upcoming platforms. For example, now she's played every card. She's played the Palestinian card, she's played the anti-Jewish card, she's played the women's rights card, she's played the notorious leftist card, she's played every card.
Have you seen the tweets that she put out? I think she's since deleted, regarding, I don't know if it was Asra Nomani, but certainly Ayan.
Ayan and Bridget Gabriel.
Oh, Bridget Gabriel, that's right, that they don't deserve to have their genitalia, right, or something to that effect. It was a very, very offensive thing, which she has since, I think, deleted, correct?
Very strategically deleted.
Very, right.